Hello, this is Jane Stavum, Superintendent of the Sioux Falls School District, and this is our podcast. Join us for an audible look inside the Sioux Falls School District, where we'll put a spotlight on the people, places, and practices of our district. Well, hello again, everybody. I'm Jane Stavum, Superintendent of the Sioux Falls School District, and today we are talking about lights on for after school with our CLC staff here at Pettigrew Elementary. I love Pettigrew. Coming out here, I kind of feel like I'm almost in the country when you get to Pettigrew, but not for much longer. Things have really changed out in this area of town. And including our CLC program is alive and well. And today joining me, I have Shannon McIntyre and Vicky Vetter. And we're going to talk about CLCs here at Pettigrew, but also across the whole district. Many people are aware that we've been kind of refining the model that we use, and that's the Community Learning Center. So when we hear CLC, that's what that stands for. And really, our big goal is to make our after-school programs help our schools be the hub of the neighborhood. Mm-hmm. And I think that's already true in many ways of Pettigrew. So Shannon, let's start with you. You're the site coordinator. What does that mean to be a site coordinator?
So as the site coordinator, I am in charge of not only making sure that we have quality programming for all 127 kids as of today, but also make sure my staff is well-trained and knows how to run their day as well. I have wonderful, wonderful staff, and you can really see it every afternoon with how well-oiled of a machine we are, that every day the kids are going to come down. They know who's going to be here. They know what we're going to do. And my staff makes every day very interesting for them.
I love that. That well-oiled machine, that's really what it's all about. Because when we have that happening at every single site across the district, that's how we assure quality program and parents know what to expect. But you said it. Most importantly, our students know what to expect. Oh, yeah. So when we say quality programming, sometimes that sounds a little elusive to people. What is programming? What does a day in the life look like from after school?
So we, like I said, have 127 kids.
When you first all come roaring down nice and quietly, and, relax from their day.
Oh yes,
not exactly.
Some days that bell goes off and you immediately just hear it start to just crescendo of just all the children. But it's great because the kids so quickly get to know the day and they help the others that are new as well. So my younger kids will start off with a meeting and some physical activity just to, okay, we're out of school. Transition. This is what we're doing. And boom, let's just get moving for a little while. Where my older kids are going to come down, they're going to have snack and they're just going to relax for a little while. We'll eventually flip-flop and then go out for recess. But once we come in, that's when we start focusing on our afternoon. So some of the kids are going to go to DERA time, which is drop everything and read. So they'll get 30 minutes of homework and reading time, where some of the other kids are going to go to the daily lesson. And my staff will run that Monday through Thursdays, where they get 30 minutes of maybe an arts and crafts activity. Sometimes it's physical education. We like to focus on social, emotional, and character building stuff as well. They love a good science project. So every day is kind of a mystery of what we're going to get. But as soon as they come down, we kind of just dive right into making sure that we're an extension of that school day, but also not so hard driven as
not
school
as
would be.
Structured in
yes,
the same way.
It's still enriching and educational, but it's not just, okay, now we're going to sit here and we're doing our 30 minutes of worksheets and this. And no, it's going to be an experience for all the kids. And we give them an opportunity to tell us what they want to learn at the beginning of the year. So then my staff can take that and write their lessons based on their interests as well.
Yeah, that was a big part of the listening that we did prior to kind of moving to this model is what do kids wish they could do that they aren't always able to? And so I know you've done a good job with that. So Vicky, tell us about your role more from a district seat and working with all of our CLCs. Tell us what your day in the life is and what your highest priorities are in your work.
Sure. So I'm in the district office with the CLC, and we're kind of the behind the scenes workers. My role is in family and community engagement, but we also have our enhancement specialists and then all the finance team that works for the CLC staff. So we're supporting all the folks on site that are actually working with the kids. So for my side of it, trying to find all of the best ways to get families fully plugged into their schools and integrated into the life of the education of their students, and then also find community resources and how we can connect our schools to the resources they need for the students and also for the family at large. Looking for that kind of hub mentality you said of making each school a hub for their neighborhood to be able to activate the gifts they already have among the people in their school, and then access the things that our community has that they might be needing. So making all of those connections.
2 key words there: activate and access. And that's really a lot of what this is about. You know, I was just visiting with a principal in another building today, and I think it's true of schools nationwide, and I don't think COVID helped us in any regard with parents connecting with school, and not even as much parent to school, but parent to parent.
Yes.
And that's really what we're trying to get at with our CLCs, is that not only do you feel comfortable and want to come to your child's school and watch programs or visit, with conferences, but we want you to come and we want you to be with other families in a social context while you're also understanding what it is to be involved, how to do that, how to feel comfortable, and most of all, where you can really plug in and feel like you're adding value. Right. If it's a parent who loves to read to children, we'll plug you in. If it's somebody who likes to come and do those activities that you were talking about, we can plug them in. Or if it's just volunteering for some of the activities in the life of a school, what I find is people are less and less likely to commit to long-term things, but they want to plug in if they feel like they can really add value a little bit more immediately. Shannon, what have you seen in terms of families and their connection to our CLCs from like the beginning of the year, maybe until now in October, particularly those families who have been new? What's their level of comfort, familiarity? What have you seen grow?
I've seen, and this year we've had a lot of new families. I've seen a lot of them be more open to wanting to know what's going on. And at Pettigrew, I always try to have something going on. So last weekend we had Lights On After School, and I always try to make that first one an opportunity for parents to come in and not just meet the staff more personally, but meet each other. And it's a really good time for them to go, oh, this is the kid that Johnny's been talking about all month. Right. Awesome.
For all the right reasons.
I'm mom and dad. Let's get talking.
Yeah,
and
that's good.
We always try to make sure that the parents are so well informed of it too, so they have that opportunity to join in. So for our Lights On After School, we have our first semester service project we're doing. And we were able to get half of the families that attended to come and help make care cards for kids that are going to be in the castle over the holidays. And they got to sit down with each other and really be a part of it. But after that night, you see so many of these families that were so shy coming in because they're new, that are like, oh yes, hi, see you again. And they want to,
I love that.
They want to interact with us more because they got to know us more.
Yeah. It's kind of like a family atmosphere when you're that close with each other every single day, and it's good to know who people are so that you can feel comfortable. Vicky, Lights On After School, tell us more about what that looks like across the district.
Sure. So it's actually a national a national program. There was like 8,000 or so events in this past week, just to focus on and shine a light on those after school programs and how much they mean to the kids that are involved and to the communities that hold them. So here in town, we had about 15 different sites doing different parties, and they all, figured out what would work for their context. So some had dance parties, some had fall carnivals, some did movie nights, lots of different things.
We saw the food mobile grocery at one of the sites.
Yeah, the mobile market was out, and the Night Watch van as well. But it's just a time for parents to come and hang out and see what the kids are doing. Kids are always excited to show them the space and the world that they live in and after school. I actually saw a great example of the connections we're hoping to make. That one little girl grabbed her mom's hand and kind of plopped her down at a table where others were sitting, and she instructed her, like, you make friends with that mom now. I'll be right back. And she left.
That's good.
The moms obeyed. They started chit-chatting right there. So that's really the connection we're looking for, to know each other and know the staff and the people on site. So great chance to just celebrate all the things the CLC is doing and see it in action.
You know, when we say that out loud, for some people listening, they'll think, well, I grew up with that. You know, for me, I grew up in a town where everybody knew everybody. And it's not that way as much now, even in our smaller towns, much less in the larger communities that we live in. Neighborhoods, people don't know each other in the same ways, and they're likely to have cameras on their houses, but they may not know just who's living around them. I know in our neighborhood, we all kind of make an effort to know each other and to see each other outside and to go over and talk while we're raking or kids are playing, but it's not always that way. And I think that's still such a vital role for our schools to play in helping that be a place where people do come and meet each other. Other things happen then. You find a ride that maybe if you get in a pickle and you don't have a ride for your child, you know one or two other people. What are the other things that you see maybe in the future now after having lights on and seeing how those things have gone? What do you want to do the next time? What do you think is emerging as some things that either people like or want to do more of, or some of the benefits? What do we need to capitalize on?
The family engagement, 100%. Keeping them involved with what we're doing is super important. Making sure that as part of the CLC, we also try to strive and be the expert on what we need to do for not only childcare, but for our community, and involving them not just on that childcare level, but that community level too. So then we're all on the same page.
Yeah. Healthy schools, healthy communities, that contributes to the wider community of Sioux Falls when there's kind of this nucleus of thriving families in every part of our city. What do you think, Vicky?
Well, the whole CLC model was so impressive, how we used or partnered with these 4 agencies throughout town to capitalize on what they were already doing great and then bring it right under the roof of the schools so that the location was convenient for everyone. But I think there's more opportunities for that. What else is happening in town, and how can we make it so easily accessible to families by bringing it into that central location? And there's so many diverse services available through Sioux Falls. So any ways we can connect those to parents, and again, capitalize on parents' gifts already, and how can they use them to improve and really beef up our school offerings. The more they get invested, the more you can use the unique and rich assets that they bring to the table. So
it's a good strengths-based model.
Exactly.
We talk about being strengths-based. Remind us who those partners are that we work with every single day.
So CLC is run by 4 partner agencies: the Boys and Girls Club, the YMCA, MB, and Volunteers of America. And each of those groups has 5 or 6 of the elementary sites where they're running the programs. And then we'll also plan on expanding into more middle school and high school offerings these coming years too. We've already got staff that are looking at clubs and engagement activities for the middle schoolers and high schoolers, and some of those community partners will be involved in that as it continues to grow.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see that expand up in that middle high school area just more intentionally. And I was driving out by our new elementary school in McGovern yesterday while getting an ice cream cone, but we won't talk about that part. But
right there.
It's really exciting to see the buildings coming alive out there, and I think it's going to be so much fun when we have programs in close proximity to each other and can do some partnering and multi-age kinds of activities and shared spaces. And I think McGovern will be a great example of that, but that's a model then that we can use to expand throughout the city.
Right.
As we build New Whittier, we're already talking about, can there be some shared CLC space there, and just new possibilities when we're looking at the future. So anything else you want our community to know about CLC, something you wanted to make sure that we put a plug in?
Visit our Facebook page. It's facebook.com/Community Learning Centers Sioux Falls. We have everything there, what we're doing on site, things that maybe people in the community might want to watch out for. I run that page as well. I always try to make sure that, at least once a week, if there's families who are struggling with certain resources, food, like the heating costs that are about to come up, housing, that I try to put something on there a couple times a week, just so hey, we're not just here for your kids, we're here for you too. So we have all the fun on that page.
That's good. We love it
Great
when
job with
you're
that.
running those pages and just so in tune with your local community here at your school. Good work.
I'd like people to know when I first learned about this plan, because I'm new to the district, new to town, I thought, oh, that's a great, convenient after school care. I quickly learned it's so much more, because it's not just a drop-off daycare, but man, are they bringing in a lot of educational opportunities and enhancements. We have a whole team that finds things in the community that is willing to come to our sites and offer it to students during their after-school time. So
It's the best.
yeah,
It's so
all
I
the
was
much
gonna say,
different
I think you
sites
two
get to
have
do.
some of the most fun jobs in our entire
Oh,
district.
So they're bringing in things like the CYAL flag football and Zumba classes. They're even doing financial literacy with second graders, and
that.
Harvest of the Month, food clubs, and just all these great things they get to do that really expands learning far beyond just an after-school drop-off. So the quality of this program really impressed me as I started to learn what the CLC was doing.
Those are awesome. I'm so glad I asked that question because it is a comprehensive picture and just growing and so much fun. You mentioned helping people with basic needs. I know you have some events coming up that I visited one last year at Terry Redland, and I remember one other one. I don't remember the location. Fabulous partnerships represented there. Talk a little bit about our health fairs.
Sure. So this summer we will have 3 health and wellness fairs for the community. I'm sorry, not in the summer. This winter we will have 3 health and wellness fairs for the community. They'll be in December 3rd at Garfield, January 16th at JFK, and March 25th at Annie Sullivan. And we already have 45 vendors
Wow.
through healthcare and through agencies and through service providers in town that are signed up to come to those events.
And is it just for those schools or for anybody?
No, it's open to anybody. That's just where they'll be located. We're
Great.
trying to be open to the whole community. They'll have obviously, information you always find at those kind of table events, but also a lot of hands-on kind of services. So we'll have people that are, well, I don't want to overpromise because I don't know exactly what we're offering, but we are getting quite a few healthcare providers that can, provide services right away. Also, just so you know, we have amazing door prizes.
Ooh, the prizes.
Like
yes.
an empty office full of, I kid you not, 65 different door prizes to spread through those 3 events, and good ones, really good ones.
I was the victim of the door prizes last year because I walked into Rebecca Wimmer, our fearless community partnership director's office, and she was housing many of those. I was afraid she was going to be buried alive at one point, but she had one of the big puffy pillows.
Yes.
The squishies. I don't know. They were called some,
Squashmallows.
yeah, squash. Okay. Well, I thought one of them was so cute. I had to go buy them myself. So they are fabulous and just such generosity from our community to provide those as some incentive and just some fun in going to those health fairs. I will tell you, when I went last year, there were so many resources that I had never seen.
Exactly.
And so it's not, it's some of the things that you might expect, but then some that you wouldn't like. Having a nebulizer available to check out and use. If you have a child that is having some respiratory illness and you need a nebulizer, some other adaptive equipment, some resources for babies and toddlers as their developmental needs, books and toys and just some really great things. And so there's something there for all ages. We hope that our neighborhoods and our community will really take notice of those events. Now, fair warning, because if I remember correctly, people came early and they came and really were getting in the spirit of things. And so we want people to show up, but don't wait. Get there when it starts and make your way through. It'll take you a little time because there's a lot to see and do.
Oh, it's so much fun. My son wanted to go through twice.
Of course.
So
there's some great
except for the
freebies.
booth that gave me my COVID booster. He didn't want to go to that
No,
one. But
there's something about shots and children that don't quite motivate in the right way. Well, lots going on. We're so thankful for both of you and for our entire CLC staff. We have people in our buildings every day serving our children with our programming, and we are so happy that they're willing to show up for kids. You're wearing your t-shirt, Shannon. I love that. And we just know this is a game changer for our entire community. So it will be exciting to see how things continue to grow and evolve as we add more locations and just more great things for kids to do after school. Thanks for joining me.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Thank you.